For a while, I wanted to put an ultimate tier list for soft synthesizers. Every single day, there are more synthesizers coming into the market and it's getting more and more confusing which to buy, what to buy, and if it's even worth it. So hopefully, with this tier in hand, you will have better equipped to decide on which synthesizer you want to buy next. I'm excluding all the free synthesizers just to make like an even comparison between these different things, right? Disclaimer, everything that I say in this video is actually my 100% personal opinion. Nobody paid me anything to do this. I personally use most of the synthesizers in the list. I'm sure I missed some of them. Please feel free to write on the comment section if you want to add anything or if there are other options that I forgot. I just want to talk from my experience, how I feel about each of these synths, and it is up to you to decide if that makes sense for you. If it doesn't, write in the comment. Or if it does, write in the comment as well. Alright, the first synth in the list, and it is FabFilter Twin 3. I'm a really big FabFilter fangirl, and I really like their mix and mastering bundles, and they are always in my videos, always in my chains. They are one of the best audio companies out there. Because of that, my expectations are very high. When you open FabFilter Twin 3, you are confused most likely. I was confused. I didn't even understand what I'm looking for. So they tried to reinvent the synthesizer kind of. But while it sounds good, there are tons of modulation options, there are really good effects, the synth itself is very confusing and it really takes time to get used to it and understand everything what's going on. So if this was an indie company, I would say, right, this is a cool synthesizer, it could be A, they are trying to try new things. But because this is FabFilter and I'm expecting product to be absolutely one of the best product in the market, which is not, it goes straight to the C tier. This is kind of a very controversial start already. I'm a huge FabFilter fan, but this is not really FabFilter level, right? The next one on the list is Arcade. Arcade is a very kind of interesting product because there are a lot of good sounds, sample-based sounds in it, and there are really good functionalities to get you new ideas, especially if you are like sample-based producers. Tons of ideas in it, immediately like an A/S tier. But I have a problem with it. First of all, this is a subscription-based synthesizer, so you cannot just buy it. That means I'm already kind of hating it. You are like paying 150 euros, dollars, whatever per year almost. Main reason is this subscription because they try to like all the time add new content in it. Maybe they could have two tiers, like if you buy, then maybe you need to buy the new sounds instead of like having new sounds free with the subscription. So because of that, just because of this forcing issue, I'm gonna put Arcade actually B tier. Now we have another fun one here, Current. When it came out, it was like a new Serum, but from my perspective, there was not so many extras in Current that would me move from Serum to Current. My main issue with the Current was that when they came out, it was only, again, subscription model. But then they come out and tell that they changed their mind, they saw their mistakes, and now it's like pay to own. A lot of people were complaining that like they're kind of fooled or it doesn't work the way it is. I really prefer like very transparent pricing with everything, and this type of things like puts me down a little bit. Because of that, Current goes to kind of late A, early B, but let's put it at A for now. Although it's a very capable synth, right? It's a very, very capable synth. Now we have FM8. This is the OG FM synthesizer, and I used that for many years. You can now see this kind of getting really outdated with the UI and everything. Old days it could be S, but nowadays I will put it in the B. It's a good synthesizer, nice synthesizer, but it's not the top of the line synthesizer. And now Diva. This is an instant S tier. This synthesizer has been out for so many years and it holds its value and sounds so good. It is still one of the best, if not the best sounding emulation synthesizer out there. It just sounds stellar, and there is nobody in this world that can actually tell Diva is a digital synthesizer compared to old analog synthesizer. It just sounds amazing. The only thing that could be improved is actually the skin, so that it's more modern and it's easier to understand, because when you open it, it is like billions of buttons. But it doesn't matter. It sounds so stellar. It goes straight on the S tier. Get that. Now, while talking about analog emulations, we have over here, a relatively old synthesizer, and I will put that like it is a competitor between like a UHI, Hive 2, Sylenth, or other analog type of emulations. There's a newer skin, it looks a bit more fresh, but I still feel like there are buttons everywhere, and it's like a bit confusing to get into. Sound-wise, for me, for example, Hive sounds better overall, but the analog is not that behind, and hence it goes straight to B tier, somewhere around here. When it comes to collections, emulations, I I didn't want to go one by one. For example, if you think about Arturia, there are like 40 synths. We can make an Arturia tier list just with the Arturia synthesizer. That's the reason I was like, okay, if we taking a look at collections, we just take collections all together, right? If you ever work with the vocals, and if you ever have to handle vocals with multiple dubs and takes, you know the pain. Listen to this.
Save me, I needed someone to come save me.
Do you hear how loose it sounds? It is because every time a vocal sings a line, the timing of each word will be slightly different. In some cases, this could be desired, but most often it can lead this loose vocal sound. And it is really a pain to go in and adjust the timing of every single word manually. Solution: Vocaline. Vocaline is a vocal alignment tool that does all the adjustments automatically for you. Now, listen to the same vocal with Vocaline.
Save me, I needed someone to come save me.
We can see here what Vocaline doing, moving things around to match our guide vocal. So they sound really tight, and you can actually adjust how tight or loose it will sound.
Save me, I needed someone to come save me.
You can get 20% discount with the link below. And thank you, Lander, for sponsoring this video. And that means that there's a Korg Collection over here. It's called Korg Collection 5, and it includes a bunch of different synthesizers. The price of the collection is $399, so it's not cheap. That being said, it's not really that expensive compared to like what you are getting, because you are getting 14 classics from the Korg, $30 per synth. It's a great deal. However, Korg synthesizers, VSTs, they could have definitely upgraded UI with most of the synthesizers. Like, I understand that they try to stay true to the original synthesizer. One good thing, you can buy it, so it's not like a subscription only, which is a very big plus for me. You pay $400, you get all the synthesizers, hence that pushed me into the A tier. M1 is a classic, I use it all the time. Poly6 is a good one, MS20 good one, Micro Korg is a nice one. Like, there are really good things here that you will probably use. Good stuff. Now we have another synthesizer here, Lush 2. This one is also kind of an analog emulation. You can layer up to the 8 different layers, so you can create these like huge patches. We have the same issue over here, being analog emulation. Everything has to be sliders and buttons, so it could be a bit confusing. But the layer programming is relatively simple. The sound-wise, it sounds good. I wouldn't put it in like a Diva. Yeah, I would put it around B tier, middle of the pack. That makes sense. Now, Massive X. So this synthesizer is so divisive between in the community because sound-wise, Massive X sounds really good. I like the filters, I like the oscillators, I like everything. However, it is much more complicated than Massive, and because of that, it actually lost another previous users just because it looks complicated and the modulation requires extra steps that you have to go through. That being said, Massive X is actually almost like a modular, so I would love to put it S, but I think the UI could be better. The sound-wise, I really enjoy it, so I'm gonna put it somewhere around here. It sounds definitely better than Current, don't get me wrong, but Current is easier to use. The Current has this cloud thing as well, I forget to mention, so more presets, maybe this is better. Nemesis, I haven't used it much. It doesn't sound bad, but I think the look and feel was old, especially considering there's so much competition right now. I mean, I guess it's fine if you like it, but for me, it doesn't do it. For the Dune. Now, this is a very good sounding synthesizer. Looking relatively alright. Almost makes you put it into like Spire class, right? This good sounding simple synthesizer that a lot of people just use with the presets. Because of that, I'm gonna put it like an early B tier, I think. Hello Bs, I'm hard to be satisfied. Now, Synthmaster. This synth, to me, looked always visually bad until the final version. I think now we are in the Synthmaster 3. Now it looks a bit more modern. Looks somehow outdated still. Sound-wise, it's alright. Kind of like have this type of almost like Massive XC routing alternatives as well. So there's quite a bit of modulation alternative. There are quite a bit of presets with this one as well. But yeah, I'm gonna put early C tier because of that. And I Kontour. We are in the weird instrument territory, and this is the phase modulation synthesizer. This thing does one thing, but it does it well. I like NI for those type of stuff. The problem is this one probably costs like $99 as well. But let's be honest, nobody buys these synthesizers alone. They always come with the complete and everything comes with it. So, okay, let's put like speed here. If you are looking for that type of synth, Kontour is good. It like sounds good, right? And then we while we have NI Razor, it's almost exactly the same thing, but this time the Razor is like the additive synthesizer, and it does only one thing, additive synthesis. And additive synth is your thing. I'm gonna put next to them each other, just like that. Nowadays there are more additive synthesizers, even Pigments has it. Right in the middle of the pack, it's good enough. Now we have the Faceplant. We have super fans of the Faceplant online. If you're into that type of really freedom, this is as free as it gets while keeping the classic synthesizer workflow. Because of that, I really like Faceplant. If I want to go really crazy, but I don't want to go into the modular, we have multi modular alternatives here. We will come back to that. This is it. And it sounds good as well. And it has tons of effects and modules. I like the company. I like what they are doing. They have tons of free effects for the community if you want to use fresh synth with the fresh look. The UI could be better. It looks slightly outdated for my taste, like the colors and the look. But because they're so good, I'm gonna actually put them into S tier. It's amazing synth. I love it. Omnisphere, another synthesizer that has a strong online following. For me, this synth never did it. They're really good presets, but problem with them is that the sample is good, but hard to really make the sample work in your track. The moment you start to change the sound, because the sample based and then what you change, like envelope, simulation and so on, it really doesn't work that easily. My heart wants to put it like a B tier, but I know it sounds really good if you just use the preset machine, so I'm gonna put it late A tier just because of that. But like if you are really into the making sound yours, it's harder to make it with Omnisphere. Keep that in mind, right? Oh yeah, we have the Pigments. This is the best synth out there. If you're watching this channel, you have seen me like praising Pigments over and over and over again. This is the synthesizer that has absolutely best filters, absolutely the best effects, and absolutely best alternatives, especially with the latest update. Like there's just so many things that you can do, and there are so many effects. They sound so good, and they go for like $99 with the Black Friday. For me, is insane. I can, if I force myself, do all the sound that I need in Pigments. So there's a one workhorse synthesizer. Could it be better? Yeah, sure, but it's really the best out there. And we finally get some S tiers. Look, it doesn't look that empty anymore. Alright, Reaktors. Now we have like modular inside the digital territory. When the Reaktor came, it was really kind of mind-blowing what you can do. I remember like going through the presets and I tried to understand sound design. I will see this like a tons of Reaktor blocks like connected to each other with the virtual cables, and then you will be like, oh my god, how did they think about it? When it came out, Reaktor was like, oh my god, S tier, immediate boom. Nowadays we have options, but if you're into this niche modular type of sound design, it is good because of that. Put it early B tier, but it's a bit niche, so it depends on what you like. Now, Roland Cloud. Why are you not showing me the prices? Get Roland Cloud Manager, of course. Yes, sure. Just give me the prices and let me see. Already like a negative points for me. Don't get me wrong, I have a subscription to Roland Cloud. It's a bit expensive. I think the big one is like 19 euros per month or something. So these are more expensive compared to the Korg one. Let's say somewhere here. Not because of the sound. Sounds are good. The thing that forces me down the Roland Cloud is, again, user experience. Like I want more from the company like Roland. That's what I expect from them. The next one is Softube emulations. I think Softube is one of the better emulations of the synthesizers. Their vintage emulation sounds really nice. But first off, you cannot buy them as a bundle. So you have to buy them separately. And then if you buy them separately, they cost a lot. I know they're a Swedish company. I'm kind of bashing my own country's company, but I think they could have done better with the price. And for the people, bundle them up somehow. And like Arthur and Korg, like Roland, right? I'm here to protect my community and their pockets, okay? The next one, Softube Modular. I love Softube Modular a lot. I think they are the best sounding modular synthesizer offer in the market. That's what I feel. I have quite a lot of modules from them as well. So the pricing goes back to early E tier. You cannot again buy Softube Modular with all the blocks. You buy like Softube Basics. Things are going to add up and it starts to get really expensive. But it's a really good sounding modular synth. Like this one sounds super good. Avenger, here we go, another preset machine. I never like it that much. People like it, but this goes to see. As you can imagine, I'm not a synth preset person too much. Spire, another kind of preset machine, but also very capable synthesizer at the same time. It's almost like more analog Serum in that sense. A lot of people will still just go for the presets, but you can actually do quite a bit of with the synthesizer as well. And it sounds good, especially with the dance music. I think it kind of has this niche. Late A tier. Sounds kind of warm and liquidy, which I like too, but I think synthesizer overall could be much more user-friendly. I think this is good enough. Sylenth, a synthesizer that I never liked. Ever. When it came out, impressed a lot of people because it sounded really analogish. It sounded really good, but there are much better emulations outside now. So another probably very divisive opinion, but for me, like Sylenth, I'm not really into that much. So C tier. Especially you have like alternatives like Hive 2. Now this synth is superb compared to Sylenth. This synth copied the Sylenth's workflow. I think they just wanted like all the Sylenth users to move to UHI because it was basically much better sounding Sylenth, more or less. Better even look. The problem that I have with the Hive 2 is it could have been better with the experience and user interface, but this is sounds stellar. I love it. Because of that, it goes for the late S tier. You can argue like it could also be here, but I still use it quite a bit. So I cannot be like use it all the time and then don't put it in the S tier, right? It's one of my go-to synths anyways. I didn't use this one much, and I don't know much ideas about that, but it looks kind of outdated, so I'm gonna put it just like here, like take it with a pinch of salt. Like it's a synthesizer I never really used, I never really cared. Maybe there are some niche group that like it, but for me it's not really it. Now, last year, a lot of people were really hyped about Synthplant 2 because it could able to like recreate any sound you have, but it was able to create sounds that are relatively simple, but the moment the sound get more complicated, it really break apart. You just randomly clicking and trying to hope for the best. If you are really very experimental producer, maybe it's the workflow that you are looking for. I oftentimes have the sound already in my head. If the AI was extremely good, like if I drop any sound and it will make 100% the sound, and then it would give me the options like change the sound, like I want more distortion and so on. It would have been made better, but this is the late B tier for me. TAL Analog Bundle. So this is the same idea of like all the other vintage classic bundles that we have. Sound-wise, it sounds okay. Price-wise, it's cheaper. Cost around 200 euros, I would see. And the amount of synthesizers, you get 3. Well, that was not many. I mean, if you get a bit more, then you get Korg a bit more, I guess. So, yeah, let's put it somewhere here, I guess. Where is the Roland Cloud? Let's put behind it. UHI Repro 5. This is an analog emulation of a specific synthesizer, and this is the perfect. Yeah, it's the best perfect emulation, I think, for my ears. You also get the poly and the mono version of it. You have to like that sound to like the synthesizer, otherwise you won't like it. Design-wise, it's the exact replica of the perfect, so the layout is also same, but it has also extra effects, the pedals that you have on the bottom line, which sounds also great. Because of that, I'm gonna put it like but again, the price is like 160 euros or something like that. So if you think about that way, then value-wise it's more niche. So let's put it somewhere around here. I think it makes sense. UV Falcon. Oh yeah, ultimate preset machine, isn't it? On top of that, you can do a lot of stuff as well. For me, it ends up like a relatively good one. I will put next to Dune, somewhere around here, I will say. V Collection. Straight ahead. Do I think V Collection is the best sounding emulation of all the synthesizers? I don't think so. Are they better at recreating the classic nowadays? They are. The newer versions of these old synthesizers are getting better and better. For example, Acid V's, I love this one so much lately. I'm using a lot. The good thing with R3 is like because they have really good effects, now they can add that like with any synthesizers they have. And the amount of synthesizers that you are getting is absolutely crazy. 39 different instruments you are getting for 600. Let's be honest, everybody buys V Collection in Black Friday. This one drops oftentimes, I think 400 or 300, like $8 per synthesizer, which is absolutely insane to me. And because you are getting all these things, it just goes straight into here. Maybe more than, maybe here. I still use the V Collection all the time. I think it's one of the best value that you are getting out. VCV Rack Pro 2. This is not the free version, this is the paid version. I think VCV Rack doesn't sound as good as Modular. To use the VST version, you have to pay. It costs around $150 to get all these modules for just $150. If you are doing this with the Softube, just getting mutable like modules, you will probably pay more than this, right? But also expect that it's not be as good as like the Softube because of that. So I'm gonna put it actually like somewhere here, right? It's a good value proposition, and they started really free, open source, and they still have the non-VST version free as well. So they did nice things. So yeah, I think this makes sense. Vital, only free synthesizers I edit because I think this is insane. I'm gonna straight put it into S tier. It's free, it's mind-blowing for me. Could have been made this synthesizer like $49 and could still sell like cupcakes. And really can do many of the things that Serum do, sometimes even more. Extremely simple to use, looks a bit old, but who cares? Because the workflow is very easy. Straight S tier, no questions. finally, I kept this one to the last piece. Serum, where does it go? The OG synthesizers that changed everything in music industry. Probably most used synthesizer in whole songs. From pop producers to techno producers, everybody uses Serum. One of the strong part of the Serum is actually nowadays there are so many presets that whatever you do, you will find a preset pack for it. For example, for me, like my techno packs, people who buy them love them, use them all the time. I know a lot of big producers love them and use them as well. Because what it has done, I will just put right behind the actually Pigments. It's so crazy how it holds its value and sound after many years, and the design is still like so easy. If I make a small patch, I always go for the Serum, for example. It's just faster, so it goes straight to the S tier because of that. I'm actually kind of happy with how everything looks, I think. But like I said, I really want to hear your options, like the things that I say. You are free to not agree and let me know why. And if you agree, also let me know why. And I just want this video, this especially comment section, more like a Reddit thread, so that people can talk, help each other, ask questions. Like if I want to buy Synthplant but I have this problem or this consideration, I would assume that people will see this video many years up now and decide which synth that they want to buy, so that they can go to the comment section and read through. And let me know if you want to do the same thing for the effects. I also thinking actually like making a tier list for like best plugins for techno tier list, right? So that we can actually make a tier list that every plugin can be used anywhere, but like the plugins that especially is very suitable for each genre. That was the idea. Or the best effects plugins tier list, right? Yeah, this is the video. And if you want to learn music production and tired of plugins, take a look at here. I have it.